Hey guys, so I want to preface this video by saying a few things. First of all, I put in the title new method just because I don't know if anybody else has done it this way. Um, Second of all, I do want to say that I'm not the best cuber in the world. I know that. I'm sorry, bear with me. Second of all, I know this is going to be a long video. I'm going to try to power through it as best as possible. Now, having said that, um, I know I'm solving this cube in pretty much beginner method, and there's a reason for that. I was watching the other day, and J Perm was in one of his videos talking about how people always ask him why we solve a 3 by 3 like a 2 by 2, and he goes through and demonstrates why we solve it like a 3 by 3. But the thing that kind of always bothered me is we never really solve it like a 3 by 3. I mean, we do, but we don't. Because we have to set it up and then solve it like a 3 by 3. With a 3 by 3, there's no setup, you just start solving. And I understand why that is, because um, in a 3 by 3, there's no setup needed. However, um, with the 4 by 4, there's obviously setup needed. But what if we took a 4 by 4 and solved it exactly like a 3 by 3 and go layer by layer by layer by layer? There's going to be a little bit of exception with the centerpieces just because it's going to be easier to do all of that at once. But I wanted to see what it was like to do that. And I actually came up with a method on how to do that. And it's flawed, it's not complete. There's a little bit of a problem with the permutation of the last layer. But I'll show you guys what I got so far and see if anybody likes it. I know I'm kind of reinventing the wheel with this, and this is not a great method, but it's something fun to do. Obviously, we're going to start out with a center cube, start white, as tradition, just because that's what everybody starts out with. And then we're going to put in the corner layers now. Now I'm going to put in orange here, orange, green, red, blue. Hmm. Oh, what did I mess up? I messed something up. Yep, sure enough did. Alright, then we have the basic cross. But obviously the centerpieces aren't adding up. And the way we do this is where it starts to get interesting, is we know yellow would be on the top. But let's take one of these colors here. Let's do blue right here. So I'm going to take blue and I'm going to put it closest towards me. Now if I want to insert on the bottom layer, I'm going to put it away from me. And actually this is going to be a bad example, so I'm going to switch to green. Okay, so here's green. It's towards me. Here's a green piece on top. I'm going to switch that in the centerpiece away from me, and I'm going to move that middle, the right middle layer up because it was on the right side. I'm going to U prime because it's on the right side. I'm going to U prime if it's on the right side, U movement if it's on the left side. And then I'm going to drop that layer down. That lines that up right there. So then I put this facing away from me. I bring that layer back up. And now you can set it right here. Go back. You can set it right here if you want to when you're doing the first one, but in the second one, you got to do it right here, and I'll show you why. It'll make more sense. But so I just go ahead and do that here. So you're going to move this up, U2, that lines it up, and drop that layer back down. Now that green piece is right here. So now let's go and do, oh wait, yeah, let's do red. So red's here. Now, because there's already a red piece right here, let me go back and show you guys what I mean. There's a red piece right here. So when I insert this one here, it's going to go ahead and line this up. And this will be a great way of showing you guys why you do it right here. Because if you do it right here, this whole three thing stays intact. But if you do it right here, when you go to drop this side up, it's going to move this piece out of the way. So you put it right here away from you. So you bring it back up, U2, bring it back down. And all right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, so the left side, put it away from you, drop it up. You do a U movement because it's going to be right here. You want to turn this edge piece in a way that it is right next to the uh, the the, uh, the piece the I don't know, the column, I don't know, that you're moving. Um, drop it back down, line that up, turn that, U2, bring it down, and center it right here. Now we're gonna go with blue right here. Now again, blue here, I need to insert here. I can go ahead and line all of these up at the same time. So when you do that and bring it back, it just lines it up. And then you bring it back up, U2, bring it up, down. Bring it up, down. Bring it back down, sorry. All right, so let's see, green. All right, so now I got both my greens here on the bottom. There's green up top. So now what I'm gonna do is, instead of putting it in the centerpiece away from me, I'm gonna put it in the centerpiece closest to me. So then I'm gonna bring it up, and instead of turning it this way and bring it next to the line that I'm moving, I'm gonna turn it away from the line that I'm moving. That way when I drop it back down, it lines up all three pieces. Then I put it in the section that I'm not moving, bring it back up, U2, drop it down. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out the rest of the way, rather than explaining it every time now, because I think you guys got it. If not, you're welcome to go ahead and rewind. Oh, I messed blue up. Alright, I'm going to have to remove. Alright, so when you do that, you have your centerpieces lined up with your cross. You got it right all the way around. So now you can insert the centerpieces. Now, I am going to demonstrate this once. Let me see if I can find a good example of this. Like I said, I'm not the best keyboarder in the world. Okay. you can do like advanced method and do F2L. So these two pieces right here, you got the green and red right here, you can do F2L and insert them. However, I've not found a way to do all three layers at the same time. Not saying it's impossible, but I want to demonstrate this as beginner method for anybody who wants to try to replicate this. So you insert corner piece right here, and then you're going to take to insert this one. This is the second layer. You want it on the side that's closest to you. So if it's actually, yeah, if you notice, you got blue and orange here, blue and orange here. Like with beginner method, you would do the top color away from the centerpiece, so it's here. If you did this one, it would be on the back side, away from the side that you're inserting, so you want the one closest to it. But you're going to do it the same way as with beginner method. It'll line up and go right in. Now when you do the second one, so now blue's right here, it's over here, it's on the piece, or it's on the center edge piece furthest away from the side you're inserting. So you're going to start as normal. You're going to do this movement, U, back down, then realign. But instead of doing one, you're going to turn both of them. Then you're going to, and that'll line up this right here. Then you're going to do U prime movement and bring this back down. Now, this does leave this up here and this unlined, but you can do like you did before, line it up, drop it down. And you can do that with all the sides. So I'm going to go through these one by one and show you guys what I'm talking about. This is just a regular insertion. And then this one here, blue and red, away from blue. It's opposite, or it's away from blue's on the opposite side here, and it's going to be the side away from the red, so it's going to go in the top position. So you're going to set it up like normal, but do a double movement here, turn, insert, realign, drop it down. And I really hope that if this is a new method, that somebody likes it and is better at explaining this stuff than me. That way, maybe it can get explained a little bit better. And this is where it begins to fall apart. Now, it is possible to put this together. Totally possible. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, with these right here, orange and orange, I can turn the front two layers. No, wait, sorry, did that backwards. No, this one's actually got to be backwards. I don't know if I can do this one. Do this, and then a reverse sexy move. Yeah, and that lines them up. Sorry, like I said, I'm not the best. But it's not going to do these simultaneously. So I have had to toy around with it. This is the part where it's not an exact science. Um, but I have two of these lined up. Now, this is where my problem comes in. I'm going to go ahead and continue to solve as if these two were lined up because I don't know the algorithm for this. I know there is one. I've seen it. I just couldn't follow it. And I need to do more research on it. And this is the part where somebody who's better at this kind of stuff can maybe demonstrate better. But if you do a front movement or a triple front movement, it reacts virtually the same way. you do a sexy move, and that lines them up just like on a 3x3. Just to demonstrate that both ways do work. There you go. And then you just orient the last layer, and then but I will put a link to JPerm's video where he's talking about the 2x2 method, and I'm gonna put in quotation marks for. Ooh, wait, no, wrong way. 4x4 is not my uh, forte. Um, I do get confused just because I don't mess around with it that much. So bear with me on that, guys. But I'm going to get it down to this part right here where it's just these two pieces mixed up. I know if you take this one and these two and put them over here, you have a specific algorithm that you can actually switch where these two and these two are opposite and solve it like that, and then just do a JPerm. But this is where I got consistently so far. Once I learned that algorithm, I can solve this consistently using that method. I know it's longer than the original method, um, but it was fun. It was fun to sit here and just toy around with the Rubik's Cube and come up with something new, at least to me. So if you guys have any ideas or have a video better explaining this or something of that nature, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. All right, thank you guys. Bye.